We all want that perfect gym body. We push ourselves to the limit, chasing the physique that we see on social media. It's all about grinding, lifting heavier, pushing harder. But what if I told you that there is actually another way? A way that honors your body instead of forcing it. Welcome to episode 2 of Reclaiming Femininity, a series in which I'm going to talk about everything that you and I need to know in order to become a more peaceful woman, in order to step into our feminine energy, in order to be magnetic, to stop wanting to control everything in our lives and start trusting in the divine timing. And in this video, I want to talk about workout, fitness, and I'm going to specifically talk about how I went from being so obsessed with the gym, not seeing the results I wanted, being so obsessed with my diet, with looking a certain way, to being a woman that actually enjoys fitness, to loving working out and to not care anymore about how I look, but that at the same time, paradoxically, this has allowed me to get more results physically. And to do that, let's talk about how I align my workouts to my feminine energy. And to put you a little bit in context, I think it's really important that I tell you guys my story because I think a lot of you girls are gonna relate to this. For years, I was constantly trying to achieve a certain body. I became so obsessed with the gym. I started because I wanted to feel good, to look stronger, to just, have a physique that is great. We all want to look better. That's okay. But it got to a point that I was so obsessed that I was lifting for hours and hours at the gym, that I was doing a very restrictive diet. I was bulking and my stomach didn't feel good, but I was there pushing my diet. I was constantly comparing myself with all these fitness influencers that look a certain way, and I thought that I had to look that way. And it got to be a very toxic relationship with fitness because I thought that if I didn't look that way, then I was not worthy. Like, all my value and worthy as a person just came from how I looked and how much weight I could push at the gym, or if my abs were defined, or if my glutes were big. And it got to a point that I just felt so exhausted that I couldn't do it anymore because I was not really in love with it. And that was the problem, that I was forcing myself to do something that was not really benefiting me, my well-being. The thing is, yes, I got strong, I got a really strong body, but all of a sudden I got back pain. I was doing some Romanian deadlifts and I hurt my lower back, and this just wrecked me, literally broke me, because I felt like, oh my god, I cannot go to the gym, I cannot lift a sumo deadlift, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, and then my body's not gonna look this way, then I'm done. What am I gonna do? And so I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like I looked good enough, or I always felt like I needed to work out more. The thing is that I was operating entirely in my masculine energy, trying to control and trying to force things without letting them be. The truth is, I was not doing all of this because it felt good. At first, I thought it did, but I was actually doing this because social media told me to. I thought I had to do it because I saw all these fitness influencers, and the wrong message that I got from them is that I had to look that way. But looking that way was actually easy, when in reality all those people have been training for years or decades and have a very restrictive diet, and they have the time to do it, and I didn't, because social media had made me understand that I had to fit into this aesthetic, this mold of what being fit should look like. But deep down, something just felt off. I realized I was exhausted. The body that I was trying to achieve required years and years of training and dieting, and it wasn't contributing to my overall well-being. So the time that it got too far, I made a choice, almost by obligation, because I had back pain, I had stomach pain, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I made the decision to stop forcing and start listening to my body, to start turning all of my life around fitness, but making fitness a part of my life, something that contributes to how I feel, to my health. I replaced my strict workout plans with something that felt good, with something that was more intuitive. Some days it means that instead of going to the gym, I do Pilates, or instead of going for a run, I go for a walk. And the key is that I started to move looking for joy and for health. Instead of looking for that pump that workout was going to give me, I was thinking about how this was just contributing to how well I feel, how long I'm gonna live, and just how much fun I spend working out. And with that, I also changed the way that I was eating. I completely cut the bulking diet. Yes, I still look at eating healthy because I think it's still really important that you eat healthy, that you get your protein in, that you look at the nutrients that you're eating, but I started doing it from an intuitive point of view, not putting all of my food in a scale and seeing how many macros I was eating and just saying if this has this percentage of fat, if this has this percentage of protein. I was like constantly forcing protein shakes that I completely disliked, and I was eating rice and chicken for too long and I just couldn't take it anymore. So instead of that, I just started incorporating meals that I thought that were healthy, that had protein in them, and that I knew that they were going to contribute to my well-being. Because feminine energy is not about fitting into a mold. It's about intuition. It's about listening to how we feel and what our body is telling us. It's about understanding the movement that nourishes us, not depletes us. And most importantly, it's about setting boundaries. For me, it was understanding that I didn't have to turn all of my life around fitness, that I had to set a boundary there and make fitness work for me, not the other way around. Because even with workouts, you can set boundaries to feel more present, to feel more creative, and to feel more comfortable with your body. One of the biggest game changers for me was actually cycle syncing. And if you want to know more, I have a full video about it. Let me know in the comments if you have tried cycle syncing. But it's basically about aligning your workouts, your diet, and your lifestyle to the phase of the period that you find yourself in. So before, I used to go to the gym, and when I was on my period, I thought that I needed to lift the same weight on hip thrust that I did 1 week ago. And that does not work that way, because your body's literally not the same way. Your hormones really change so much throughout the month, and so does your mood, and so does your energy. And if you're forcing your body to do something that it just does not have the energy to do, you will actually hurt your body. You'll just not be contributing to its well-being. So instead of fighting my body, I was starting to work with it. And the results, they were amazing. I started to feel stronger, more energized, and more in tune with myself. I moved with more intuition, I flowed more. And guess what? Physical results were actually even better. I was pushing myself less, but the physical results were much better. And to me, it was like a little bit crazy, but that's what happens when you give to your body what it actually needs, when you listen to it, because your body will literally thank you. Because women and men are not the same. We just don't have the same biology. And so we cannot be working out like men do. It just does not feel good to us. And you have probably felt it when you go to the gym in your period and you're just watching a man lifting, I don't know, a lot of kgs in squats, and you cannot lift the same that you were lifting 2 weeks ago, because your body is changing, but his body is not changing. It's the same the whole month. And I'm very curious, how many of you girls have felt this, have felt that for as much as you lift in the gym and you go to the gym, you don't see the results that you want. So let me know in the comments. But remember, if you've been feeling burnt out by fitness lately, if you feel like it just doesn't feel right, maybe it's time to stop forcing and start flowing. Maybe it's time to start listening to your body, to give it what it really needs, to start nourishing it. Because your body tells you things, it has wisdom, but are you really listening to it? Thank you so incredibly much for watching episode 2 of Reclaiming Femininity series. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got something valuable from it. If I got to help someone, just one person with this video, I'm more than happy. And I wanted to make a little disclaimer, because the last video I posted was about how social media has made me think that life was about success, was about achieving stuff, was about looking or being a certain way. And that made me feel like I was never enough or didn't have enough, feeling anxious and depressed. And I want to tell every single girl that's watching this video that you do not need to have everything figured out. Please always remember that if anything in this video is making you feel like you need to be something or do something, and if not, you're just doing something wrong, please, that's not the message that I want to share. Above anything, you're enough and your life is enough, and just feel gratitude for what you have right now. And if you just want to improve something, do it, but being grateful for what you have. And never compare your journey with mine, because we all are on our own journeys. We can never be late on our own journey. So if you resonated with this, please like the video and subscribe to my channel so you don't lose any other videos that are about to come. And share your thoughts in the comment about this topic, because I'm really curious. And as always, see you in the next one.